Buongiorno and welcome back to Koi Fish Johnny. Yes, I'm back on the scene. Bada bing, bada boom, I'm in. As you can see, I am super excited because I've literally just filling up the pond. So I've been away for about 2 months. As everybody knows, I went through a bloody disaster and it knocked me sideways. It really did. It made me question everything. Whether I was going to continue with the pond, whether I wasn't, whether I was going to have new fish, whether it was going to be an underground office. What the hell was going to go on? I do not know. I know that, let me be honest with you, certainly for about a week in the middle of emptying the pond and going through everything, I was like, I'm knocking it down. I've had enough. The kids can play football here. But I'm glad to say I did not do that, and I have refilled it up, as you can see from the evidence in the background. We are currently in the middle of madness in relation to the weather. One day it is pouring down torrential rain. It's Manchester, it rains all the time, but it is raining a remarkable amount, which has helped fill the pond up, but as you know, that will contain high pH, or likely to contain high pH, so it hasn't really assisted. It's caused a problem, to which I'll test my water before adding fish. Back to the original point. Right, so I've been away for a while, which has been about 2 months. I've received a lot of messages from you guys, and it has been absolutely awesome to receive them messages. I think it has tilted me on the way of returning, keeping going sort of thing, because I honestly, I love keeping koi. I love keeping koi, but I absolutely love YouTubing. Like, it isn't something that I thought I would enjoy as much as I do, and I absolutely love picking up the camera, sharing what's going on, sharing my journey. As I did that, the camera got bored and started to sag. Anyway, which I hope you guys haven't done. I hope you haven't started to sag and got bored. Back to my original point. So yeah, I absolutely, really enjoy recording the videos. Sharing my journey, or should I say sharing the parts of my journey I want to share and that I feel will be beneficial to people getting into the hobby, learning on the hobby, going through things. Because there's a lot of people going through a lot of things this year, which when I spoke to Dr. Paula, which I've spoke to quite a lot recently, who's a wonderful woman, and she's explaining to me about lots of different things, because she can go on, she's exceedingly passionate about what she does, and she knows a lot more than me, and she goes off sometimes on a tangent. Well, not a tangent, because that sounds a bit disrespectful, but I don't mean it to. I mean, but she was telling me about KHV. My problem was not KHV related. Mine was a bacterial issue, Amonis or whatever the bloody hell it's called. And we will be covering that subject, but here I am waffling. I am definitely rusty in recording here, because I know that I'm going off on a different direction, which I've just gone off on another direction, on that other direction from another direction. So let's go back to the original direction, which I believe to be KHV. Apparently there's a lot of KHV, which I've never experienced in my life. I don't want to. That is literally the devil. There's nothing that can sort that problem out. Absolutely nothing. In relation to mine and the bacterial issue I had, the Amonis, there was several different routes that I could have gone down, and I'm going to do a separate video to conclude that section or that chapter, or a whole new book, I hope, that I can just have that bacterial issue behind me, but share the effects of it, little bits about it, and what I would advise to myself if I could, type of thing, to help share the knowledge and the experience. That'll be concluded then. I hope to bloody God I will not be going back through a bacterial issue. But anyway, what I was saying about that is, with a bacterial issue, there's a chance that you can inject fish. Chance, they say chance. And there's a few little tiny little things that you can do, which are very complicated, which are going to be in another episode. But in relation to KHV, which apparently is quite rampant this year, there's a lot of fish. Jesus, my camera is sagging right down all the time. The camera needs to knock its cobwebs off, just like I do about recording, because it's sagging down all the time. I'm having to hold you at a different angle. But anyway, enough about that. So we're going to be doing an issue on the conclusion of my bacterial issue, because there are no fish in that pond. As you know, I had to get rid of all the fish, and that was my choice, and I proceeded in the manner best suited to myself, which I'm going to go through and conclude that chapter. And then I'll be delighted, absolutely delighted, to bang that book behind me and parade myself off to UK Nishigai, get through them doors and get myself some new fish to bang in this pond. So literally, to make sure everything's dead, I have done so much to the pond, so much to the pond, right? So the first thing was, when all the fish had gone, and it was empty and completely full and had their waste within it and the filter stuff all within it, and the water was contaminated about what was previously in there. I literally put in a full bag of potassium permanganate. How can I forget that? Potassium permanganate. And that was 11.5 times more what's needed to dose the pond normally when fish is in it. But obviously I didn't need to care for the fish because they were all gone, which is exceedingly sad. Exceedingly? Who have I grown into? Right, this saggy camera is driving me mental. I was hoping for a vibrant return, but obviously the camera doesn't like it, as like a few other people don't as well. But anyway, so what I did was the PP thing. Then I just went extreme ball in it because I was like, I do never ever want to see this, even a small remote chance of it coming back in. I had chlorine in there. I've got the hot tub at the back, so I just threw a few tablets of that in and let it swill around with the potassium permanganate, which a lot of people will say is overkill, but I'd rather it overkilling this bacterial issue or anything else that lies in my pond that could cause a problem than not kill it. So that's all swilled around for a while. I think I even put in a bit of bleach, half a bottle of bleach. I was just really trying to kill absolutely anything that would be in there. So then I dropped it down and let it stay dry for a week. And then after speaking to someone, which I'm not going to name because I don't want to name anyone on this channel for a long time until I'm in a happy place. But they give me some great advice. What they said was, if you want to be 1,000,000%, and I do want to be 1,000,000%, fill the pond right back up again, which I did, and add a Virkon S, which I saved the box and haven't got. So it's Virkon S, and this is really important as well. A lot of people, or not a lot of people, some people confused Virkon S with Virkon Aquatics, and this is super important. Virkon S will strip, apparently, I don't know, will strip the skin off your fish and kill it. Okay, because it is like a farmyard disinfectant, which some farms need cleaning with. But that Virkon S, you should never ever even think about going near your pond with it if you've got fish in it. In this case, I didn't have any fish in it, obviously, but I wanted to kill any bacteria that is knocking around. So I ran that through my system for 6 or 7 days. I think it says 5 days on the packet, so I did 6 or 7, drained it right down, and at the beginning I was dropping it to the bottom level here and then handballing the rest out. In the end, I got a sump pump. I'm going to do a little video hopefully on that sump pump because I think I got some content, because it was affordable and it saved my back. It really did, and it was a great little bit of kit, so I'll do some type of little review on it hopefully. That's my aim anyway. So I ran that, dropped it down, and then I left it for 3 to 4 weeks. I think it was 4 weeks in total, completely dry, or as dry as the British summer would allow me, which meant that I kept having to hop in and empty the water out, hop in, empty out, hop in, empty out, and that's why I'm a bit more slimline. Well, I think I am anyway. 3 days ago I started filling the pond, not at that pace. I'm just literally topping up because I've just dropped the Tempest again to join it onto the system now, because that was cleaning that is just, it's a bloody nightmare. I've also made a few changes around the back there. I moved the Nexus right across. I'm going to clip in a little picture here of my new tidy setup of me doing it. It was very difficult because at one point I had a little nip, tiny nip, you'll see it there. It looks like there's glue all the way around the outside, and that's because there is glue all the way around the outside, because it had like literally probably like less than half a centimetre to grab onto, so I was paranoid about that one, but that isn't leaking. But when I was doing all this, because I've been going gym and smashing it, I grabbed hold of the pump, the Vari pump, to relocate, and I just twisted the pipe like this. I grabbed it and I twisted it, and this happened. Yeah, I bloody snapped it, didn't I? So anyway, I went on eBay, found, because it's like 200 quid now, 10,000 litre Vari pump. It's a great pump, mint pump, absolutely love it. But 200 quid, woohoo! So I went on eBay. If I can, I'll drop a link within the description of who the seller is that sold it me. And they sold it me for a tenner, because they sell them all the time. I can't remember the name of the eBay seller, but they were very good and they delivered what they said. I ordered that and I ordered a stand, and then Dave sorted me out with a few connections because obviously smashing that. So I put it all together, and now the pond makes a bit of a louder buzzing noise than it did before, and I've got a leak. round the back. A tiny, tiny, tiny drip, drip, drip. So, because I don't want to waffle and waffle and waffle and waffle and waffle and waffle. I just wanted to tell you I'm back. I'm filling this pond up, or it's pretty much full and ready. Hopefully in the next few days, I'll be dropping a few fish in there. Obviously, a little tiny bit worried because of all the chemicals that have been through my pond. But I have actually, which I forgot to mention, jet washed the sides 3 times and wiped them down and cleaned out as much as I can. I've dropped that Tempest about 10 times to clean it as much as I possibly can to get everything out. I've literally, believe it or not, with the Nexus I turned it upside down and started cleaning everything because I'm really worried about the Virkon S staying inside the thing. So I was like, I've cleaned as much as I can. But obviously Virkon S isn't something to play with, and definitely nowhere near fish. Definitely. Virkon S, savage. That's all you got to remember, because that will savage and sizzle your fish off. Sizzle your fish? I'm just trying to find words beginning with S. If you've got a word that's better, savage, sizzle, something that implies you do not use this in your pond with fish. One word beginning with S, drop it in the comments, because I'd love to laugh at some of them. So I know you guys have some creative minds among you. So anyway, on that note, I'm just going to leave it there because I've got about a million things to tell you, including like the fish plan, what type of fish. Obviously, yeah, you know where I'm getting from, because there's only one place to get them from now. UK Nishigoi is the place that the only place that Johnny will ever shop, and I'm hoping to. Dave keeps leading me on with the videos, he does. He keeps taking me down the garden path and then shutting the door in my bloody face as I get there. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying. We've all had it in our teenage years. But anyway, so what I'm saying is I am delighted to be back, and I have 100% made the right decisions for me. Be it emotionally a pull, but with the position I was in, it was definitely the right decision. I would have liked to avoid it, didn't have an opportunity to avoid it, and did what I did for the best for me, my family, my channel. Well, not my channel, because my channel suffered because of this. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going back to that negativity, but we're closing that book. In the next episode, I will do the what happened, how it happened, why it happened, and the decisions that were made. So I'll probably call that sort of video something like bacterial devastation, I think. Learn from my mistakes. Hey, I just made that up right now on the spot. So it'll probably be that. But that'll, if you don't want to watch a negative episode, don't watch that. But it's part of the story. And the way that I'll be presenting it, hopefully, will be a way that will help other people understand the significant risks that are posed when having koi, and how to avoid some of them. Okay, so Koi Fish Johnny is back in the game, baby. Or it's Koi Fishless Johnny. I'm Koi Fishless Johnny, but I won't be for long, I can tell you that much. Oh yeah, Fishless Johnny will not be here within days, okay? So as you can tell, I'm buzzing, absolutely buzzing to be back. I'm buzzing to be back, and so are they. No idea who has put them in that mysterious, strange position, but it wasn't what I wanted to see when I came down to have my breakfast this morning, I can tell you that much. Okay, so I hope you've laughed, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you've had a little bit of fun, and we are absolutely buzzing to start this Koi Fish Johnny train up and get it rocking to the end of the season. All right, take care guys, and I will speak to you soon.